So in this video, we're going to talk about investment frauds. This can be anything from a Ponzi scheme to any other type of fraudulent request for information. This is Dave at AFX Search, licensed investigators. Typically, an investment fraud is an individual or company that's soliciting investments from potential investors with a high rate of return with no intention of ever paying back the principal. They may make some payments to keep the investors at bay for some period of time, but it degenerates into a Ponzi scheme, or that the assets which are supposedly invested in don't exist. For example, if it's a real estate investment, the investment company may never put any money in real estate. They just may keep churning this money through accounts. One of the common denominators, other than a high rate of return, is that these investments are offered without the required legal disclosures. Most investments that are any kind of security or other types of regulated investment funds have to have disclosures made by a prospectus or some other legal document. So if you don't see that, that could be a red flag. If there's an artificial return on investment, again, that's another red flag. That's one of the most common ways to spot an investment fraud. If the return is just so high, that could never happen in real life. Many of these investment frauds come with what we call an infinity element to it, meaning that it's a religious group, a social group, or some other affinity area where there's groups of people that once the fraudulent entity enters that group, they can spread into other members. Sometimes it's even a social club. Look for, with any investment, prior lawsuits against the principals, whether it's a company or even agents of that company or executives of that company. Look for prior lawsuits, claims, even similar financial management skills. Look, if they're in foreclosure on their house or have other financial problems, then they may not be the best financial advisor. Look for documentation of where the invested funds are put. So if you get a statement every month and it shows that these funds that you've put up for investment are supposed to be in stocks or in real estate, get backup documentation that those funds are actually there, because otherwise these statements are just created by the investment company. And that's another question to ask. Who generates the statements? Is it a bank? Is it a financial institution? Or just somebody who works in the investment company? How are these funds audited? Another thing you want to know. Every legitimate financial investment company will have some type of audit for the funds to make sure they're accounted for properly. They even want to know that internally, even if it's not to demonstrate outside to their investors that it's legitimate. You want to know internally that your funds are being taken care of properly. If you've been a victim of investment fraud and want to do asset recovery or find out more about a potential investment fraud, give us a call. Our website is afxsearch.com.